What is going on, guys, and welcome into the video. So we have a huge meeting from the Fed once again tomorrow, and we need to talk about that. But I also want to go through the top 10 Robinhood stocks and have a little bit of fun here today too as well. With all the noise kind of being at peak levels this week, I figured we could at least do that, and then we can all go back to the freak out drama queen world that is YouTube and the media, but none of that here today for me, I promise, guys. I just ask in exchange for you to gently tap that like button and consider subscribing too. It's super easy to do if you like the truth without the hype. And make sure you got that silly little bell on too, or else YouTube won't show you my videos even though you are subscribed. It's silly, I know, but just double check it for me, please. Alright, so let's cover the Fed real quick first right here, since they are meeting tomorrow and I don't see the need to do a full video on it because it's pretty clear how this will roll, and why waste your time with two videos like that? So the most likely scenario is a 0.75 increase, as the numbers on inflation have not moved enough, and the market has pretty much already accepted that is the number we are going to get, so no kind of up and down craziness on rumors like we got before the last meeting. You know, when Wall Street floated the rumor that the Fed may be done raising rates soon altogether, which was utterly ridiculous, but you know, the market rallied for weeks on that rumor. The only other alternative I see is a 0.5, which will give us a nice little rally too, I agree, and I don't think there is any way they shock us to the downside with a 1% rate hike. They want no part of being part of the narrative in the election cycle, so 0.75 is the most likely, followed by 0.5 as the next most likely move. Either way, be ready for the YouTube freakout and all the market timers out there giving you more price predictions and all that other garbage like that. We were kind of joking around about that in the group the other day because it's honestly really hard to keep up with all the YouTube predictions that kind of constantly change despite nothing really changing since the whole, Russia-Ukraine situation. But hey, if you make enough guesses, you will eventually hit on one, and then you can tell everyone I told you so. So just for you guys, I think Tesla will be between $50 and $500 by the end of the year. And then I'm going to refer back to this video in January to prove that I was right if Tesla falls in between there. Alright, so we're going to look at the top 10 stocks on Robinhood, and I'll give you my take on each and tell you if it's hot or not. And make sure you comment down below and let me know if you like this style video or not, since it's kind of different from my usual stocks I'm buying videos, so let me know what you guys think. So first up, we have Disney, and wow, I'm really shocked about this stock being on this list here, since it's kind of an old man type of stock. I mean, maybe it's the Star Wars content that's coming, I honestly have no idea. But they did have an earnings beat last quarter, and I believe the report is this week or something like that, so that should be interesting to see if they beat again and what the guidance is for the holiday season. They have done a ton of maneuvering to clean things up and streamline the business, and in-person business is booming, to be honest, as well this year too, and we'll see how it looks in future years. And I like Star Wars, so that pushes me to put it in the hot category. Next up, we have GameStop, and that was basically the start of the meme stock craze, which just honestly was not for me. It was fun, I loved the idea and the meaning behind the movement, but it got out of control fast with the people involved in the movement actually putting out more misinformation than the hedge funds did, which caused a lot of people to lose a lot of money. I'm sure there is a play there, but not for a long-term buy and hold investor like me, so this stock is not hot for me. Next up, we have Amazon. You guys know my feelings on Amazon if you saw my last video. Amazon is trading the cheapest it has in 7 years, and they are currently feeling the financial pain of expanding the business, which is actually right on track with how they operate, so you have to be patient. And look out on the back end when they're done is all that I'm saying when that's all over with. So I will be loading the boat with this stock and will continue to do so as it's on the hot side for me. Oh boy, the next stock on the board is AMC. And this one for me is exactly the same as GameStop for the same exact reasons. It's not hot for me, I'm sorry. So moving on to Lucid, which was the darling of the height of the pumper boom in the EV stocks here on YouTube. Entire channels were built around this stock, and my channel honestly got crushed for not pumping it, saying I really didn't like it. My concern was the same as it would be for any new automaker who has not even started manufacturing a car yet. It's freaking hard. I mean, it took Elon years to figure it out, so how the heck was Lucid going to solve it all right off the bat without any hiccups to justify its sky-high valuation? And it has proven that it is indeed really hard, and they are struggling to say the least, and with a recession looming and the high cost of their vehicles, demand is probably going to temper for at least a year and maybe more, so this falls into the not hot category for me. It's honestly like EV day on this list, as next up we have NIO. Now, unlike Lucid, NIO was actually producing vehicles, so they are past kind of that initial mountain that an EV maker has to climb. But unfortunately, they hit the same issues everyone in the auto industry did with the supply chain issues, and they could not solve them like Tesla did, so they suffered a bunch. And they are a Chinese stock as well, which with all the China issues, it's really hurting the stock and honestly just crushing the stock. But the company itself is executing on its plans, and I do think this all works out in the end for NIO, but there are a lot of short-term headwinds for them. Now, I'm holding my shares personally for now, but I cannot say it's a hot stock for me, although it's hard to resist the discount that it's at right now. And the next stock up would be Tesla, just continuing the EV theme that apparently is going on. They're coming off an earnings miss, concerns about China, what the heck Elon is going to do with Twitter, what is going to be the blowback for whatever he chooses to do there, and who is he going to get into a war with next on Twitter too. But despite all of that, I still have Tesla as a buy and a hot stock, and I actually bought shares this week at $225.10 because that gave me shares of Tesla with a PE of 69.69 according to my group members. So shout out to you guys for pointing it out and getting me to break my rule of only buying at my price target and buying those shares too, because we honestly had a lot of fun with it that day. But sorry it didn't work out and Tesla didn't tumble like we all were hoping it was going to do after I bought, because that's normally what happens after I buy. And then sticking with the automotive theme, since apparently that is what users of Robinhood like to buy, we have Ford. Now, I know this stock gets a lot of attention in the retail crowd and the media in general, but I have no interest in any legacy auto stock until they get rid of all the albatrosses that weigh down those companies. So until there's no dealer networks or it changes altogether, and they get rid of all the pensions and all the long-term debt and just all the other junk that just sits on their financials, they just cannot be the type of stock that I want to put money into, so this stock is not hot to me at all. And finally, the next stock is not an automotive stock, and that would be Apple. I think you guys know where this is going, so I will be brief. It's my favorite stock of all time. It's the largest market cap in the world, and while all their other big tech brethren have stumbled, Apple has continued to just crush it and basically put the entire stock market on its back. Every quarter for over 3 years now, people doubt that they can keep it up. I mean, iPhone sales look bad. This is down, that is down, and then bang, another great quarter from Apple. They have the best management team in the world, they execute better than anyone, and they are just a giant machine that just keeps on chugging and continues to pull more people into their ecosystem. They will have an earnings miss or a bad quarter or two eventually, but for me, those will be the times I will continue adding to the stock since it's honestly trading a little bit rich right now. But it's hot to me regardless. And finally, we have Microsoft rounding out the top 10. Now, I actually have not taken a hard look at Microsoft since after the tech bubble burst way back in 2002. I actually looked at both Apple and Microsoft, and boy, am I glad I chose Apple all those years ago. Microsoft pretty much had a lost decade due to not seeing the future and poor management decisions based on not looking forward in the tech world, which, as we all know, is basically kind of a death sentence in that world. But Microsoft has turned it around in every way, and although I have no interest in buying due to my tech exposure across my entire portfolio, it is still hot to me. Maybe not as hot as Apple, but I mean, it's still hot to me. So let me know if you enjoyed this style of video down in the comments section. So hopefully this was helpful, and if you don't know how to get a price target or how to do a valuation and want a step-by-step process for doing that, building wealth, and you want direct access to me and much more, remember to check out the pinned comment down below to become a member and at least look at everything you get. And click this video here for the stocks I'm still buying in this market, and click here for exactly what I'm doing to make huge money in this market. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.